Hello and welcome to Bath Time with Brielle. I hope everyone had a really good week. Mine was good. So, first question, how do I know if someone is interested or if they're playing hard to get? Playing hard to get is just so weird to me. Like, if you like someone, then you obviously should show interest in them and text them back and want to hang out with them. So if this person is like messing around with you, they're probably not that interested because your feelings are important, your feelings are valid, and if someone isn't honoring that, then they're not worth your time. And playing games is just stupid, and that's how I feel about that, okay? Question number 2. How do I get more comfortable with my naked body? Believe it or not, I used to be super modest. Like back in middle school and high school, I was like super religious. I know, it's crazy. So even though I was really modest, I think what really helped me was making art about my body. I kind of started when I was in undergrad, but really more so when I was in grad school and I started taking photos of my body. I remember one time I was in the printing lab printing some of my nudes and there was another student in there, not one of my students, but like someone I had seen around the art building, and he was like looking at the printer to see if his prints were coming out, and I was looking at mine to see if my nudes were coming out, and it was in fact my nudes. And so we were both standing there like, there's my vagina. I think taking photos of your naked body is a great activity to get yourself comfortable and see the beauty in yourself. You don't have to share them with anyone, you could even delete them after you take them, but taking those photos and looking at your body as the piece of art it is can help get yourself comfortable with it. You're beautiful, remember that. And remember, loving yourself is a journey. Like every day is going to be different, and every day you have to practice. You have to say, I am beautiful, I am comfortable in my skin. Practicing those mantras will get those toxic thoughts, whatever you've been thinking about yourself, out of your head. And be easy on yourself. Some days are better than others, and don't get mad at yourself for the bad days. If you're feeling bad about your weight or acne or something about your body, just remember it's okay to have a bad day. And that doesn't mean that you've failed self-love and that you don't love yourself anymore. It's always going to be a roller coaster, and that's totally okay. Some days are better than others. Just love yourself through it all. Next question. How do I get over my daddy issues? First of all, I want you to know that daddy issues has such a negative connotation. I want you to take daddy issues out of your vocabulary. I want you to know that you're not damaged because of the trauma your father has caused. I repeat, you are not damaged because of the trauma your father has caused. I think my favorite author on this topic is Bell Hooks. She has a really great book all about love. She has another one that, I forget what it's called, Brotherhood or Men, or I really don't know, I could be making all of that up. But Bell Hooks is just so eloquent when she talks about like the childhood wound and how to see that in perspective, know it's not your fault, and recognize the patterns you're probably making and the cycles you're making and the partners you're choosing. Personally, I had a dad who left when I was 4 and then a stepdad who left when I was 13. So I had to kind of discover there's 2 separate father wounds that I'm dealing with. But yeah, I think seeing a therapist can be super important in healing that childhood wound caused by the father. I think that reading could be really helpful, especially Bell Hooks. And I think that knowing you're not alone and knowing you're not damaged. Last question. How do I know if I'm a dom or a sub? Oh, we're gonna get kinky, are we? My first inclination to that question is that you might be a switch, which means if you aren't really clear on if you're sexually more dominant in the bedroom or more submissive, then maybe you could be into both, maybe you could be into neither. It's okay. You don't have to be into BDSM just because it's cool. Vanilla sex is still good sex. Alas, we are here and you have still asked that question, so you might be kinky. There's this quiz you can take, I think it's like bdsm.com, I think it's like as easy as that. Just like Google it, like how kinky am I, you know? And it has like a lot of great questions and it'll calculate like what percentage of each kink, like exhibitionist or like dominant, submissive, baby girl. like the whole thing, and it will put a percentage to how much like the questions you've answered equal out to those specific titles. I also really recommend FetLife. There's a huge community of people who are into the BDSM scene, and from my experience, a lot of people are really nice, especially like the legit people. I'm sure there's still like a lot of fakes, as on any website, but there's a lot of amazing people on there willing to share their experience, and there's a whole bunch of reading you could do. So take the quiz, go on FetLife, explore what feels good, and just know that you don't have to be into either. Or you could be into both. You could be into all of it. You could be into one, you can be into none, and it's totally okay. It doesn't mean your sex life is boring, and it doesn't mean your sex life is more exciting. As long as you're getting pleasure out of what you're doing, who gives a fuck? I'm glad you can join me and 6 Point Brewery for this episode. Remember to support sex workers, support queer people, support black people, support Muslims, support immigrants, and just be an ally to everyone you can and love everyone. We all need support, we all need love. Times are hard, but we're gonna make it through, okay? We're gonna make it through, I promise. Thank you for watching. I love you. World peace, okay? Okay?